Well, there's a lot of confusion out there about what you're entitled to in terms of compensation if you are hurt on the job. So today we want to clear all that up and help you understand the claims process. Richard Griffin is here with the Griffin Law Firm, and you're going to break it all down because it can be complicated, right? There are challenges that you have.
There are workers' comp, anytime you're hurt on the job, doing something for the benefit of the employer, you're going to have a workers' comp claim. And you're going to have some things that you've got to know what to do. You've got to make some critical decisions from the beginning to the end. And what people don't realize is mistakes can not only cost you in terms of medical bills that may not be paid, or weekly lost wages, income benefits that are not paid, but a workers' comp settlement is something that just rarely happens unless you've got a seasoned workers' comp attorney working for you from the very beginning usually. But I mean, at any point you can get them. But the sooner you get them, the more impact they can.
So what are the things you need to be thinking about?
Well, I have a graphic that I'd love to show. Basically, you've got a situation where the first thing you have to worry about is giving notice to your employer. You have 30 days to do that, and it is very important that you do that. You really need to give notice as soon as it happens and get medical treatment as soon as you can. Second one is medical treatment, and there are a lot of rules that govern who you can go to. There's a posted panel, a list of doctors. You got to know how to use it. You got to make sure that it's valid and pick the best doctor off that list for your injuries. We help our clients with that, and that can make a huge difference. You also have the right to some changes in doctors and IME at times. So that is a situation where we may bring a huge value to the client. Another is mileage reimbursement. Every time you go to a workers' comp doctor or you go to the pharmacy, there's going to be a scenario where you're incurring mileage and you need to get paid that. That's something often overlooked by adjusters and sometimes other attorneys. Income benefits are those lost wages that you're suffering, that you're sustaining, and we are going to make sure they pay those things and pay all that are due and pay the right amount. You'd be surprised. A lot of times they don't start them when they should. A lot of times they pay less than they should. And a lot of times they stop them long before they should. So the injured worker is really at a huge disadvantage. Permanent partial disability is that loss of use of your body. If you have an impairment rating, you're going to be entitled to benefits for that. And that's something that is also often overlooked and not paid. And then the last one and the most important one is the settlement. That's something that, like I mentioned, if you don't have an attorney working hard for you, they're going to often let the case kind of just drift away into nothingness, where they say, we're not paying for medical benefits, we're not paying for income benefits, you're not going to the doctor, you're back at work regular duty, we don't have anything else to talk about, is what often happens.
Can you give us an example of a case that you've had?
I can. We had a case involving a heating and air technician, and he was on the roof. You can see this is a depiction of a similar unit that he was trying to remove. So picture him pulling this to the side of the building and dropping it off the side to drop 23 feet down. Unfortunately, his coat caught onto the unit and it pulled him off, and he fell 23 feet down, broke vertebrae in his back, had herniated discs, had a terrible knee injury, a terrible wound in the side. This was a severe, severe injury, and one of those situations where he needed help. He needed to make sure that the medical was taken care of. His medical bills were going to be astronomical, and so those are things that needed to be taken care of, and we made sure they were. He also was one that had a catastrophic case. He had one that he was never going to be able to go back to work. So instead of it being that $150,000 or less case, this was a $660,000 case. So it was one where he was going to need to have that money and have money put into a Medicare set aside to take care of the future workers' comp medical treatment. And then he also got Social Security disability. So we helped him on a number of fronts.
So that makes me wonder, how do you determine the value of a workers' comp claim?
And that is a great question, and that's something that is a great opportunity to give me a call at 877-PAIN-LAW so I can talk to you, because little differences in the facts, little changes here and there can make a huge difference, and the timing of when you settle the case can make a huge difference. But in a nutshell, what you're doing is anytime you're evaluating a settlement, you're looking at three things. You're looking at the medical treatment and how much more medical treatment's left to be done and what is that going to cost. You're looking at income benefits. Are they still out of work receiving those benefits, and how long is that going to be? Is that going to be a month, a year, or 400 weeks, or is it going to be a catastrophic case? And then the last benefit is the permanent partial disability benefits. Those are the impairment ratings. So these are very complex things, but they're things that if I have an opportunity to talk to people who are injured on the job, I can make it very, very easy for them to understand and really get a grasp on what that case is worth and how we can help them get that settlement.
Just a phone call.
That's right.
Right.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much, Richard. And don't forget to get the help you need. Contact the Griffin Law Firm. You can call 877-PAIN-LAW. You can also log on to 877painlaw.com. We'll be right back.